Right, as I say, we're going all the way to Canada now to talk about the Emergencies Act, or the use of it by the Trudeau government, and the win against it. And also, I want to hear the latest news from the People's Party of Canada and how Daniel thinks they're doing. Good morning, Daniel. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show. Good morning, James, and good morning, all the subscribers of TNT Radio.
Fantastic. And first of all, Daniel, a big thank you to you for getting up very early this morning. It's 6:45 where you are in Canada at the moment. So big thank you for that. Daniel, big news, isn't it, this week from Canada? Great news, I should say, not just good news, it's great news. Tell us what's happened and what the political fallout has been for Trudeau.
Yeah, it's a big news, for all the freedom movement. It's a slap in the face in the government, Trudeau's government, we should say Trudeau's gang. I don't call them anymore government administration. These were irresponsible. So the Emergency Act was debunked in the federal court. And of course, the Trudeau's gang will appeal of that. But anyway, it was a big slap in the face. It was illegal and anti-constitutional to use this at all against the freedom movement, freedom convoy. So they use too much power to manage it. In fact, to manage it. No, they didn't want it they didn't want to manage it. That was the problem.
Now, obviously, we're expecting Trudeau to appeal this, but let's just assume that the decision that's been ruled on stands. Are there implications for those that were affected by these laws? For example, that we know the Trudeau government, as well as freezing bank accounts, they took the licenses away for truckers to be able to operate. I'm sure that, and also people have gone to jail, haven't they? People are still in jail in Canada to do with this. How does four of them? How does this impact them? Are people going to be reimbursed money? Are people going to be able to sue the government? What's the situation?
Yeah, even for Maxime, for example, and Brian Pickford and many other people that sued the government before, and they lost the cases, But now I think they could win their cases, and yes, the government, us people, will have to pay for it, of course. And I just saw another one who was convicted with a fee 4 years ago. And then suddenly the case dropped this week, 4 years ago. So you see that would be a big impact for many cases. I'm sure about it.
Yeah, sure. And I was going to ask you actually while you're on about Artur Pawlowski, for example. I mean, he was actually put in solitary confinement for around 50 days. And then he was in house arrest for over a year for simply just giving a sermon and a speech to the protesters. He told them to be peaceful. What's the situation with him now? And you said there was 4 others that are actually still in prison.
For Mr. The pastor, and I didn't follow. He was, I think he was 3, but too many days in a jail, of course, for all of them. And for the other people, there will be, reparations to do with them, to pay them, of course. And that will cost what it will cost. Sadly, the people will have to pay for all the mess, the messed up of the government. So that, and you see the pastor. It was interesting because he was arrested. The rest of the Catholic Church and other big churches, they all complied with the government track to confine the confinement mandate. But this guy, example, stand up, and he was an example. The problem was at this time, many people, many citizens, was worshiping the government, not the people who standing against it. I think the example will follow, and you're seeing what's happening in Europe right now. The Freedom Convoy made a movement, create an example for others to follow, and you're seeing it in Europe and also United States. The kind of Freedom Convoy to secure the borders in Texas, to help people block the border there. So the movement was just a beginning. And, Trudeau's made it. His fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good because he actually owns this, doesn't he? It was his government that did it all, and they arrested these people. In fact, you know, it was Trudeau himself who helped bring about the Emergency Act by, of course, making lots of false and spurious accusations against the truckers themselves, saying that they were being violent, that they were Nazis, and all sorts of absolute nonsense. Go on, you were going to say something there, Daniel.
Yeah, no, but in fact, we were terrorists, white supremacists, extremists, ultra-right, extreme right, blah, 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 blah. All of these, of course. You use the word Nazi. That's important because now, after seeing them applaud a Nazi in the parliament, in fact, it was a projection, you know. And I saw what you just posted on Ukraine, by the way. So Maxime Bernier told from the beginning, Canada should not be involved in that. In UK, I follow the trend also about Ukraine. Your defense minister told once, "Hey, we're giving all of our weapons. Where are they going?" Months ago, and now suddenly, oh surprise, where were the weapons? And you know, with the Emergency Act, we were near that to pass this. And it was important, not just against the Freedom Convoy and people, but with that, they could have sent us to war, you know. And yes, about the banking account, it has a huge effect. The Canada lost billions, I say billions of dollars of people saying, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm not interested anymore to do business with banks because you can pick up what you want in our bank account. It's not safe." So yes, we lost billions of investors and many also from United States. They saw this and whoa, I'm not interested anymore. BMO Montreal Bank. There was a meeting last year for the actionnaire, you know, people who have investment in it, and they asked a question: why did you block the account? And they had complaints from clients, big clients. I'm not talking about citizen clients, you know, big clients. So the Emergency Act was the worst thing the government could do, and they did it. So,
on the one hand, it was absolutely right, and we want to make sure that no government can do it again. But it did highlight what the Trudeau government was about, didn't it? It pulled back the curtains, because I think a lot of people. He's a smooth talker. He gives these very, very intricate speeches, which I can see through. Lots of people can, but I think lots of people in Canada didn't see through what he was actually up to. Now, in terms of the people of Canada, do you think that, what's Justin Trudeau's approval rating like at the moment? Do you think people are starting to see through him now?
Yes, we're seeing big fallout, big drop in the polls right now. In fact, if there was an election today, he will be second or third in opposition.
Oh, wow.
You know? Oh yeah. He will lose. He'll lose. It's done. And it's for Quebec province. That's another thing, because we have the Bloc Québécois separatist regional movement, which is still there. But for all the rest of Canada, Liberals are second, third. It would be people's sense that it was they were betrayed, and they saw the real face of Trudeau's gang. And even for the climate scam is falling apart too, you know. He began to have other court cases that he lost, like the plastic straw. It's just an example of what he tried to do, but he's losing it now. So that's a good case, good thing. And I think there will be other cases that he will lose. Many other subjects that people realize, maybe begin to realize that it was not a good choice to vote for him as a prime minister, so-called prime minister.
Do you think he might have an episode like Jacinda Ardern and just say, "I'm a little bit tired and I need to go now"? Are you expecting him to make it to the next election?
Well, that's a good question, because he's seeing the poll. He's in the bottom, real low. The problem is he could dismiss. We don't have an impeachment process in Canada. We don't have that. So he could stay in place with the collaboration of the NDP government, the so-called New Democratic Party. It's a shame this party now. So he has complicit, in the House. That's a problem. So, but he could fall the government could fall as soon as March 2024. Now, it's a minority government, so he has to manage to discuss with other parties to maintain his kind of authority, if I could say. He could dismiss, and then the Liberal Party will launch a leadership race to replace him just before 2025. That's a possibility. I know for sure that in Canada, inside the Liberal Party, there are many people inside the party who want him out. They want to kick him out, but he's still there. And I saw an article yesterday. Oh, he could stay another 4 years, 8 years, blah blah blah. Technically, yes, but with the polls, actually, it's impossible. He will be clean, wiped out of the government. Absolutely, he will lose. He will lose. That's for sure. So, he's near the end. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I maybe we could have a small wager on this. I don't think he's going to make it to the next election because I think his WEF masters will say, "Look, you're more of a problem to us now than you are a solution." So I think, just like Jacinda Ardern was moved on, I think we'll see that very soon with Trudeau. But we will see. Now, Daniel, Trudeau is part of the past. I think we can agree on that. Maxime Bernier and the People's Party of Canada, and yourself, obviously, that's a party you're a member of. They're the future, I think, aren't they? Tell us, the viewers, what the party stands for and how you think you're doing in the run-up to the next election.
Yes, it's a work in progress every day. We must continue every day to speak about our points, our values. We have strong values of freedom. This is why we were in the Freedom Convoy, part of it. It was natural for us to be there. It was from our heart. We didn't have to fake it. Oh, we love freedom. No. For us, it's our core value. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of economics, freedom of personal citizenship, and etc., etc. We want to give back Canada to citizens. Now, of course, it's a new party on the field. 5 years now. That's a good thing. 6 years. 6 years this year. And Maxime continues to go on shows, to be present in as many provinces as he could, as many places. He was there with the Tucker Carlson invitation in Calgary, and Poilievre was not there. The other guy, we're still not afraid to affirm that we love freedom and all the people who promote the freedom of thought, the freedom of speech, the freedom of economics and liberties and equity. So our message begins to join the people more and more. We still have more and more members every week. So every day we have members. So it's a work in progress, and we'll see. It will be the choice of the people. They could not say they won't have a choice. They will have a choice. This is important.
Yeah. And I think, your party is incredibly important because looking at the Conservatives, they're not really offering the solutions which I think Canada are they? And I know that the leaders of that party talk about the WEF and how they're not going to implement their policies, but they seem like Trudeau light to me, not a real freedom party like the People's Party of Canada. Daniel, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We'll have to get you back on soon to talk about how the campaign's going. Daniel Bryson, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Right, okay. So, fantastic news about Trudeau. Hopefully my prediction will come true and we will see the end of him. But don't go anywhere. Stay with us right here on TNT.